Hello, everybody. We continue the World Class Championship Wrestling Review series here on Pro Wrestling Logic, and we are moving through the month of September 1983. Everything up until that point from 82 that is available on this channel in audio review form. Please feel free to subscribe, like, comment, and mention other series you'd like to see covered. We will be doing more episodic reviews in the weeks and months to come, hoping to have the largest audio library of wrestling reviews, just overviews, for you to check out that is available, and that's going to take a while, obviously. But we move into the September 17th, 1983 edition of World Class. Relatively benign show, except for a couple of things. Firstly, Jimmy Garvin and Iceman King Parsons going at it, and Parsons, who is not particularly a fan of this. We do have a review match, so to speak. The match from last week of Garvin and Chris Adams is replayed. Not sure if there's damage tape or what there is, or if they're just really trying to get that match over. Not sure what that's about. But as far as first run content, we have 4 segments here of note. And Garvin and Iceman King Parsons is what's up to begin first. Garvin, of course, demanding this to be a non-title match after his foray last week. And Parsons, who really has been with the company most of 83 and is a mainstay in the area now, been endorsed by the Von Erichs several times. A slower match for him than normal. He tends to be more fire and fly, as I call it, and obviously Jimmy Garvin not wanting to bump around nearly as much slows him down. Headlock takeovers and the like early in the contest, and we immediately do see a journey into it looking like Parsons may get an early victory. Sunshine on the outside, who I will give credit to in terms of doing some amazing facial expressions and things of that like. Garvin always tries to slow the match down. He does not get all that he wants out of Garvin or out of Parsons. It is a victory for Iceman King Parsons in what has to be considered an upset in a non-title bout with the inside cradle, and Garvin claiming that his tights are pulled. He's not happy, but a big victory for Iceman King Parsons here. We move into Mr. Ebony versus Kerry Von Erich. This is a match that probably didn't need to happen. Ebony, who is flanked by Akbar this week. There are weeks where Akbar is not involved. However, the Mongol and Ebony are out there with Akbar at this point, so maybe some extra damage coming to Kerry Von Erich. A very basic match. Power assertion by Mr. Ebony, who is in a multicolored bit of trunks with the red sleeveless shirt and the blue pants. Kerry stands his ground, though, never really takes a second look at anything other than going at the match. Ebony moves to go outside the ring for a bit. Scoop slam into a power slam by Von Erich. Gets him the victory. Very basic match, but it gets done when it needs to get done. Obviously, Akbar's guys do damage post-match. And then we move into what is a really interesting match as two big brutes, King Kong Brody, or Bruiser Brody as it were, versus Terry Gordy, Terry Bam Bam Gordy of the Freebirds. These two men brawl all the way around the ring, not the ringside area, keeping it in the ring for the majority of it. Brody is actually doing more selling than one would expect him to do in this situation, but the Freebirds so established that he has to do whatever he can. But seeing Brody down and out at moments in the match, a bit surprising. Brody does come back with a one-handed slam of Gordy, which at the time, Gordy, 275, 300 pounds, still a big feat for anyone to accomplish. Then we move through the match, and there is the use of the attempted Oriental Spike, which Gordy talks about, bringing the weapon into the ring. I believe first used in Florida by Kevin Sullivan, but brought here to world class by Gordy. And Brody laid out with the use of the move. Does not necessarily get fully defeated, but Gordy able to use the weapon behind the back of the official, as weapons like this would need to be used, and it's clear that Gordy, not intimidated any longer by his adversary, chokes out Brody, and the referee cannot get him to break the hold. Brody wins by disqualification, but Gordy certainly trying to put him out once and for all. Brody is actually marked up, got a little bit of blood on the forehead, not as much blood as other people might get, but got enough. And from Brody, that means something. Anyway, Gordy looks strong. Roberts and Gordy discuss the Oriental Spike and cleaning up Texas. Brody unable to stand and defend himself as we close the program, so that is shocking in and of itself. But we close the 17th of September in that way. Freebird Mania still running wild. We'll be back with more right after this.